Today, let's dive into a really beautiful and timeless story. It's all about how one simple, generous act, something that comes from a truly pure heart, can create these incredible waves of good fortune.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. Maybe it's a great teacher, a mentor, or a hero you've always looked up to. Can you just imagine that feeling? The honor, the joy you'd feel just having them in your space? That desire to welcome them. It's a really powerful and universal feeling, right?
Well, it turns out that that simple wish, that heartfelt intention, can kick off a chain of events that is just, well, it's nothing short of amazing. And we're going to see exactly how that works in this ancient parable.
Okay, so our story starts in the ancient Indian city of Shravasti, and it's all about a young merchant whose life was really shaped by some tragedy, but also by the incredible wisdom of his family.
So here's the backstory. The young man's father was also a merchant, but he traveled to a faraway land for trade, and so, sadly, he never came back. So his grandmother raised him. And when he grew up, she gave him some really solid advice. She said, "Instead of traveling far away like your father did, why don't you build a new shop right here, in your hometown?" And you know what? He listened.
So there he is, sitting in his brand new shop, all ready for business, just watching the daily life of the city unfold around him. And as he's watching, he starts to notice this particular custom, this really beautiful tradition that it seemed like everyone was a part of. He saw his neighbors and fellow citizens, day in and day out, respectfully inviting the Buddha into their homes to make offerings. It was just a normal thing, a part of the fabric of their community. And seeing this every single day, well, it planted a little seed of an idea in his mind.
And this right here, this is the turning point of the whole story. What he does next isn't some huge, flashy gesture. It's not about a lavish display. It's about an invitation that came straight from his heart.
He looked around at his new shop. It was the cleanest, nicest, most beautiful space he had. And he thought to himself, everyone else is inviting the Buddha. My new shop is looking its absolute best right now. I want to make an offering too. So he went to the Buddha, but not with some big material gift. He offered something so much more valuable, a pure, unconditional intention. He just explained his wish to offer his new shop as a place of rest, asking for absolutely nothing in return, just wanting to be of service.
Okay, so this is where things get really fascinating. That one simple, completely unconditional act of generosity, it had consequences that echoed far, far beyond the merchant's own lifetime.
Let's just break down how this all unfolded. First, he makes his sincere offering. Simple enough. Then, because of that one single good deed after his life on earth was over, he was reborn in a heavenly realm. And as a celestial being, he actually remembered his past life and the exact reason he got such a wonderful rebirth. So, filled with gratitude, he came back to earth to pay his respects to the Buddha. The Buddha then shared his teachings, and right there, upon hearing them, the former merchant's mind just opened up and he attained the first stage of enlightenment.
I mean, think about that for a second. His humble offering of just a place to rest did way more than just create good fortune for one life. It was so powerful that it actually lit up the path out of the whole cycle of suffering, a cycle that can go on for countless lifetimes.
So this is such a beautiful story, right? But what does it actually mean for us here and now? Let's try to connect this ancient wisdom to our own lives.
You might be thinking, well, that's wonderful, but I'm probably never going to get the chance to host a great spiritual master in my home. Does that mean this kind of incredible merit is just out of reach for us? Absolutely not. The story actually reveals a much deeper truth about where this power really comes from.
See, this story brilliantly shows us the two ways we can generate this kind of goodness. There's the physical act, like the merchant offering his shop, but then there's the mental act, which is just as powerful. We can participate with our minds, with our intentions. So how do we actually do that? Well, the teachings point to two really simple but profound practices. First, when you hear about someone else doing something wonderful, like making a big donation or helping people, genuinely rejoice for them. Feel truly happy for their good fortune. And second, make a sincere wish, a real aspiration that you too will have the chance to do good deeds like that in the future. These mental actions create a really similar, powerful kind of goodness.
And really, that's the heart of this entire lesson. The merchant's offering was so valuable, not because his shop was new and clean, but because his intention was pure, open, and totally unconditional. So whether our offering is something physical or something purely mental, it's the sincerity behind it that holds all the real power.
So this leaves us with a final thought to reflect on.
It doesn't have to be some grand gesture. It could be a kind word, a moment of just feeling happy for someone else's success, or a heartfelt wish for the well-being of others. What humble, sincere gift can you offer right now in your world?